Steeler Nation, what's good? It's been a while, and I apologize if you're waiting on videos to drop. I've just been really on the go, really busy these last couple weeks. Um, but even though I've been really busy, I've still been watching the games, and I've been locked in. I just haven't been making content. And I apologize. That's on me. I got to do a better job of, creating a schedule, prioritizing my time, even with work and all that stuff. So, got to do better with planning. But I'm back. I'm your host, Devon Lewis, and in today's session, we're going to have some catching up to do. The Steelers and Packers game was a hard watch. I watched it with my family when I was back home, and they're Cowboys fans. And that week was just a bad week for everybody in the house. It was just a house full of losers. But that was the past. Fast forward to last Sunday, we came to play. Shocked the world beating the Colts, which was funny to me because coming into the game, I felt actually good. Everybody was doubting us. Nobody was picking us to win. But I was thinking, what if this is a trap game for the Colts? What if we're the trap? And what if that 2005 Super Bowl team that's getting announced on halftime brings some good energy into the building? What if we pull off the upset? Because upsets have been happening a lot this season. I just had a lot of hope, honestly. And I was expressing that to my family. I was expressing that to the chat and Discord, and people thought I was crazy. And I was like, "Y'all think I'm kidding? I think we got a chance." And people were laughing at the Steelers before the game because I guess some fans hosted a little funeral for the defense, and I was making jokes about how because I had faith. I was like, we're going to be like the Undertaker. We're going to rise. We're going to rise out of that casket. We're going to play some fucking defense today. And what they do, they did just that. So after watching those two games and not having, put together a video, I come on this session. I'm just like, what should I talk about? I don't really want to recap, both games. But it just brings me to the question, how do we go from losing to the Packers to beating the Colts? Let's get into it. For me, against the Packers, the first thing was we didn't finish offensive drives. In the first half, I was like, damn, we're in a nice spot. We had a 2-possession lead at halftime. Could have made it bigger if we turned those field goals into TDs. But we didn't. I love Boswell. I call him Money Boz because he be money. But I wish that I would see him go out there and kick more PATs than regular field goals. 3 points just ain't enough sometimes, especially the way that the defense was playing that game. Second, the defense gave up chunk plays. I thought the defense did a great job in the first half, holding the Packers to only 7 points. But then the second half comes, and it's a whole different story. They let up 28. The chunk plays were actually executed pretty well on our part. It was just the DBs just made terrible plays on the ball in the air. I could have made a better play on the ball in the air. I used to play corner. I know y'all this girl don't know what she fucking talking about. No, I used to play football. And let me tell you, when that ball was in the air, I would make plays on the ball. The very first one, we hit Love. We hit him while he throws the ball. The ball is literally wobbling in the air. Elliott doesn't even make a play on the ball. It was like he was scared that he was going to get a penalty or something. That's the first one. The next one, Thornhill is in perfect position to really pick off the ball or at least bat the ball down if he just keeps running. That boy decides to just jump. And he makes himself look like a fool. He basically makes himself he creates a meme. Because it's just really bad. It was really bad. But when you look at those two plays alone in that game, those were big plays that occurred on third down, and they ended up getting points on both those drives. So without getting in the nitty-gritty of that game, because I don't want to do all that, those plays right there changed the game. And when we actually execute them and actually, make those plays, they can change the game for us. And we just didn't against the Packers in that game. Against the Packers, I feel like the game was really simple. Our defense couldn't get off the field. We didn't make no splash plays. Not even one. Couldn't even get not one turnover, no nothing. And our offense settled for way too many field goals. And we just put ourselves in some tough second and third downs because penalties forced us to move backwards instead of forward, and that's not going to get us points. It's not going to lead us to victory. So that was that for the Packers game. Now when we go to the next week, Colts, it was a whole different ball game. Like, and I'm gonna get a little deeper into that one because I'm just like, I saw a lot of great things, but then there were some shaky things that I'm just like, we got to get better. Like, the start was pretty bad. It was pretty scary, honestly. I was like, oh my gosh, I was just talking about how we finna do good this game. Now we just look like what pretty much everybody predicted that first drive. We didn't get no points in offense. We did 3 and out. I was very disappointed in Jonnu dropping that pass. I was like, oh my gosh, that could have changed the whole drive. And then on the other side, on defense, we let Daniel Jones pick us apart. Like, I was just like, damn, right out the gate, you doing this to us? They converted on 2 4th downs. I was just shaking my head at the TV. I was just like, damn, 7-0 right from the start. But then we get that muff putt. And I was like, oh yeah. But then we follow with no points. We gave Washington 2 opportunities, and we couldn't get the ball in the end zone. And those are the opportunities that Washington needs to make. Like, the more he's able to catch the ball, the bigger threat he is. And if he's able to make those plays, man, he can be great for our offense. He can just be great. He can be a great tight end. He's big. He can block. You know, you just get that catching right. I'm telling you, he could be great. But what I'm going to say right now, I'm just going to say this right now. To be in the talks with, like, the teams at the top, we have to take advantage and score when we get turnovers. And make the other team pay for every mistake that they make. Right then and there, we get that muff punt, and we don't do nothing with it. I don't mind going for it on 4th down. I think that maybe after going to Washington the first play on 3rd down, we could have maybe went to somebody else. But, I mean, he has the mismatch. He's big. He's a big target in the end zone. I don't mind it. But, like, Washington, you just got to make the plays. Continuing with the game, we get a good stop on defense. They fake punt it and convert. And the crazy thing is, I was surprised that they didn't leave their offense on the field and just run it up. Because, like, I had a feeling that they're going to go for it. Now, when I saw the punt team come on, I was like, oh, they could be fun. They could be, fake punting it. And what they do, fake punt it. They make it look so easy, too. Just right up the gut, get exactly what they needed, exactly what they wanted. But then they get that, 1st down, whatever. And then motherfucking TJ Watt. He gets that strip sack when we needed it the most. It changed the game completely. Like, they were driving to get 7 more on the board until we make that splash play. After that play, we did not look back. We scored. I can't forget about the tush push. The tush push, I love seeing that. Like, Washington, there's another way to use your big self, being the tush pusher. But Peyton Wilson gets a nice interception, which follows with a Rodgers to Pat TD. And just like that, we get 2 takeaways and 2 scores, and we have a 14-7 lead. It was beautiful to see, like, to watch us take the ball and not only convert them to points, but convert them into TDs. Like, it was just like, wow, this is amazing. We're not just getting field goals, we're getting touchdowns here. And against the Packers, we were getting field goals after field goals, but then in the Colts, here we are getting touchdowns after touchdowns. Like, that's how you crush other teams' hopes right there. And so, boom, continuing with the game, defense gets a nice important stop that forces the Colts to punt with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. I thought we did okay, like an okay job controlling that possession up until half. It could have been better, in my opinion, if we had a little bit more urgency. Going up 2 possessions at that point in the game was very huge, especially not letting them see the ball again. But I think that we were just going a little too slow. Like, we kicked the field goal on 3rd down. We went into half with the timeout. Like, you can't even take that timeout into the next half. Like, come on now. Like, I feel like we could have just done a little bit better. Like, there was a good amount of time on the clock. I just think we could have used the clock better. That's all I'm saying. The stop coming out of halftime. So, it's the second half. The stop coming out of halftime was great. We put them in 3rd and long thanks to the Highsmith sack. The defense holds up solid. What's so important about putting teams with a good run game in a long down situation is that it makes them go away from what they're used to, running the ball. Putting them in 3rd and long eliminates Jonathan Taylor because they're most likely going to push the ball downfield, and it's easier to defend knowing that. I know we've been having struggles defending 3rd down, so it may not be so easy for us, but that was a key to that was a big key I had coming into this game. Slow down Jonathan Taylor, and the defense totally took him away. So I think that was just huge, getting them in those 3rd and long situations and coming out of halftime, getting that stop that we needed. On the offensive end, we got another, opportunity to put more points on the board, and we don't. We don't. Even though we still had a, 2-score lead, I would feel more comfortable if we put more points on the board after getting that great stop at halftime. But, however, the defense came to play, and they came out with another splash play. Payne Wilson blitzes off the edge, makes a great play, puts his hands up, bats the ball. Sawyer, heads up play, tip, drill, interception. That play was executed so well because even if Peyton Wilson didn't tip that ball, we see Ramsey come up and put a hit on Pittman, and it would have been a tough catch to make while absorbing the contact. But just seeing that makes me feel better about the defense because it seems like everybody is just moving well and on a string, and that's how it needs to be, especially the way that we blitz. Now on offense, we get another opportunity to put the Colts in a deep hole after turnover. They do just that by putting together a very nice drive with a Warren TD to start the fourth quarter. And at this point, we're sitting pretty, 24-7. Even though the Colts responded with a nice drive and they only get 3 out of it, we're still now leading 24-10 with 10:39 to go. At this point, even with the lead, I wasn't content or convinced that we were going to win. The offense did a quick 3 and out. We barely wasted any time. And the Colts got the ball back with, I think it was around 8 minutes left. I was very interested to see how the Steelers defense was going to come out. And what happens? Another splash play. I'm just I think I know this defense. I think I know that team, in the black and yellow out there making plays. Highsmith was winning that matchup all day. And the way he just looked coming off that edge, it was just amazing. He was coming off that edge fast. He was flying around that corner. And he forced that fumble, and Harmon jumps on it, and it was great. I was just like, oh, my gosh, we did it again. At this point, though, I started to kind of get irritated because we have dominated the whole entire game at this point, and I'm just thinking, let's put their ass away. Let's get them out. Get them out of the stadium, send their asses back to where they came from. But we always find ways to make games interesting. I don't think we did a good job of chewing the clock out, at all. For example, with starting 15, we in field goal range. Let's be real, we're probably not getting the first down, and we're not at that point, 3rd and 15, we're not, in need of converting that 3rd and 15. We don't need to throw it downfield. Let's just run some clock. Let's just get a little closer for Boswell. But what do? We pass. And what happens? An incomplete pass. That stops the clock. That works in the Colts' favor. We still get the points that, we needed. But I'm just why pass in that situation? Some of these decisions down the stretch just make me scratch my head, and I just don't know why we're making it so hard on ourselves. And the Colts, of course, get something going, and, they get a nice drive pretty quick. And I'm gonna give the defense a break right there because they were literally handling business all day, forced turnovers, all that stuff. Colts finally get a really good drive going after a long game of struggling. But then offense comes back on the field again and just doesn't do a great job of just running out the clock, which I think is just so simple, but we are struggling to do so. Roman Wilson, out of all people, fumbles. I'm all right, whatever. The person I've been waiting for, to get more opportunities, and I've been talking so highly of him. He just makes a dumb mistake of trying to hurdle, which is really not needed at this part of the game. Literally just protect the ball. But once again, though, what am I mad at? I'm mad at why are we throwing it on 2nd and 2? Why not run the ball with our big man package? Ain't that our identity? Why not keep it simple? Why are we doing screen passes and just give it to Warren and let the man work? It's frustrating me watch us not be able to close out games. That's what separates good team. Well, that's what separates great teams from good teams. Being able to do those things. And then so we don't do a great job on the offense end that drive. Okay. What happens when we come back on defense? Porter comes right back, forcing the Colts into their last turnover of the day, which is a total of 6 turnovers on Sunday. Congrats to Porter for finally, getting one. He still needs to play better, playing cornerback with no hands because he gets so many flags. In that game, he got a couple flags too. But I know that INT felt good. But once again, with 2:44 left in the game. Here's the offense trying back out. We can't get a first down and run out the clock. We just constantly keep giving the Colts hope. Like, our defense keeps getting the ball, but, like, we can't put their asses away. Like, it's just like, what's going on? Like, can we finish the game? Can we play all 4 quarters of football? Like, we did enough on the offensive end to come away with the dub. And a win is a win. Like, me getting on the offense towards the end of the game is not, like, taking away the win whatsoever. Like, a win is a win, and that was a big win. Like, I'm not trying to be greedy or anything, but we could have and should have blew them out. The fact that we literally only won by 7, like, after the way that we dominated the game, I don't know how well that sits with me. Like, going forward, like, to become a complete team and a contender, like, we're going to need to put together some complete, performances on both sides of the ball. Like, offense dominated this game by far. But, like, offense, when the defense gets that many turnovers, we need to, like, have points to show for. It's not always going to be perfect, but that's what it's going to take to get some wins down the stretch against some of those good teams, especially that we have left in our schedule. We let Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen get that many opportunities to get back in the game, and we will be in some trouble. Looking at this game as a whole, I think it just came down to execution. The loss to Green Bay, I think, was a wake-up call. I thought that the loss to the Bengals would be a wake-up call, but I think getting whooped back-to-back like that was a wake-up call for us. I think the team took it really personal. I heard Ramsey even spoke up and showed his leadership, which I think is great for this team. They cleaned up mistakes. They played with more focus, and I just think the results showed. A complete turnaround from the week before, and to do it against the team that was sitting on the top of the league is pretty impressive. It don't matter how ugly the win is. Like, at the end of the day, a win's a win. Some quick notes. Kyler Duggar, he got some praise for his play, which I thought was huge, having Elliott out. Ramsey, he even looked good out there, even at the safety position, which a lot of people think that he should just stay there, and I'm like, honestly, I don't mind. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, he played good there, so just keep him there. Eccles even impressed me, but I'm not going to lie, Darius Slay, he has not really been impressing me with this game. Like, his performances have been very, very, very mid. I don't know. Like, y'all could take it from there, but I don't know. After the game, Rodgers said that he, loved the play calling. He thought the execution was very bad, and like, in that type of game, like, we need to have at least 34 to 42 points on the board and close the game out. And that's exactly what I've been sitting here saying. Like, I was irritated that we didn't close it out the way that we should have. Like, I'm damn near, like, happy that we went in 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, are these boys about to come back on us? They really had me question, like, are we about to blow this game and embarrass ourselves? I was concerned a little bit. Just a little bit. As the trade deadline came to an end, we did end up getting a wide receiver, at least from trading. And I'm not mad at it. Like, I believe in our guys. I've been saying it since the beginning of the season. I've been pretty much saying it in all my episodes. I like our wide receiver core. I wouldn't want to give up any of our future picks because of how old our team is getting. And I just feel like we need those. And just simply the scheme of our offense I believe that it isn't in need of another wide receiver. I think that going out and getting Marquez was a good addition because of how comfortable Rodgers is with him. And we didn't have to give up a lot. Like, we didn't have to trade for him. We just picked him up. But there is no trickiness to our offense. Like, we pound the ball in the run game, and we give the ball to whoever wins their matchup at the pass. Like, it's pretty simple. We don't sit there and try to thread the needle into DK 10, 12 times. Like, nah, Rodgers does a great job of spreading the ball out. Which brings me to this, question that the reporter asked Rodgers. Like, he had asked him about the offense, and he said, like, what's the trickiest of balancing, like, having so many targets to work with on offense and strike that balance? And Rodgers explained how it's not tricky at all. And just throw to open a guy. And I just think that's simple. It's simple. It's simple football that works with our offense. There's no need to complicate things and try to do too much. Some people, say DK doesn't get enough touches or enough opportunities. But I think Rodgers does a great job of making good reads and getting the ball to whoever's open. Like, DK ain't always going to be open, especially when he's the main focus most of the time on that defense. Like, other guys are going to be open just because you have DK on the field. It's going to cause people to just look that way. And with how we scheme things up with our tight ends, we just have different personnels. And it's great to go in with that mindset that Rodgers has to just give it to the open guy. Like, Rodgers is having success with that offense and spreading it out to everyone. It's simple. Rodgers even goes on to say, like, it means so much to him that when a guy isn't getting the ball, they still show up and work the same. Like, every day, every week, they still putting 110% out there on the field. And he mentioned Pat, he mentioned Roman, he mentioned Calvin, he mentioned DK. That's Rodgers showing appreciation to all his guys, all his targets. Like, hey, I may be not giving you the ball a lot, but I still appreciate your efforts. And I really do think that he likes this group that he's working with. And he's confident that they're going to make plays. And if he's confident, it makes me confident. Now, our matchup with the Chargers. It's at SoFi here in LA, where I'm at. And I don't know how I feel about it. Because last time they brought up some statistics on Thursday night, talking about Tomlin 0-6 on Thursday, I was just like, oh, fudge. And I saw something about how the Chargers are 3-0 on primetime, and obviously we look like shit on primetime this year. But I'm hoping to change the narrative. Like, I'm hoping that we change the narrative and we actually show up when the lights are the brightest. Sunday night football. Like, this is all eyes on y'all to end the night. I need y'all to be on y'all A game. Please. Every time I think the defense has it all, turned around and all put together, they come back the next game and look like they don't know what the heck they're doing. Herbert has been playing very well despite all the injuries on the O-line. Like, he's at the top of some of those categories. And I honestly have him in fantasy, and he's been doing great, so I know he's been doing great. And I know he's going to want to put on a show again. Sunday night, he don't care that he's missing them O-linemen. He going to still try to put up some numbers. So can our defense put together 2 back-to-back good performances? Like, I think we should win the battle up front. I'm hoping to get Herbert on the ground a lot. If we can do it against the Colts offensive linemen, we can do it against the Chargers offensive linemen. Banged up offensive linemen. Like, we got to win the battle up front. That's where it starts. And everybody else has to follow. I think that our secondary was pretty decent last game. And they going to have to do it again. Like, do it again and again and again. Like, let's stay consistent with what we're doing. I just think it's important to make Herbert uncomfy in that pocket, because if he has time, he's going to tear our asses up. He's going to cook. He has weapons. He even has that rookie tight end, who I picked up in fantasy, that has been making noise on that offense. Like, they can put up points. Our defense just has to be locked in. Now, the Chargers on defense, they have a solid defense, and I'm interested to see how we tag them. They don't have a lot of takeaways. It's not like they're, taking the ball away from their opponents a lot. They're not. So I hope that we don't just come in this game careless with the ball and just hand them the ball just because they don't do it often. Like, please log in. They allow around only 21 points. So, like I said, they're solid. I think it's going to be important for us to finish drives and not settle for 3. They do better defending the pass more than the run. But I have a feeling that Rodgers is going to have a 3 TD game. I think he's going to throw good for us. I think he's going to have a good day. I'm just really interested to see how that defense holds up against Herbert. Like, I think we can do it. I mean, I come in here all the time thinking that we can always do it. I just always believe in this team. They can do it. They have the ability to. They show it inconsistently, but it just really depends on what team shows up. If the Steelers show up tomorrow with the defense that they played on against the Colts last week, should be an easy day. But if they show up and get torched, it's going to be a long game. It's going to be a shootout. And I don't want it to be a shootout. Like, I want us to come in and just have a complete game. We have yet to have a quick game. That's what I want to see. Like, I hope it's not a shootout, but it really has the potential to be one. And I feel like a lot of Steeler fans are going to be over there at SoFi. I'm still debating on if I'm going to go. It's a game time decision for me. But I have confidence in this team. Still. Always. Steeler Nation, we riding. We are riding. But we should see. We shall see. Steeler Nation, that's going to do it for this week's breakdown. It felt good to be back and talk some Steelers football. I have a good feeling about us moving forward with the group that we got. Like, with the pieces that we have, I feel like they're coming together really well. We just got to get a little bit more consistent with our play. And this Sunday is a great way to show it. Can we put together 2 good back-to-back performances? I hope so. But if you're rocking with the pod, make sure you like, subscribe, drop whatever you want to say about the team in the comments. I want to hear what y'all got to say. But until next time, I'm your host, Devon, and it's been another great session. Thank you. Catch y'all next time.